Hi everybody, it's Jane from Manhattan Plaza. I usually teach a live 10 a.m. class, but I'm here in Connecticut, which apparently is the black hole of internet and cellular reception. So I am pre-recording a class, I guess post-recording a class, but I'm recording a class and I will post it on hopefully you're seeing this on the Manhattan Plaza Health Club virtual classes page. So we're just going to do a Pilates class as usual. I'm going to start lying down. And here we go. All you need is a mat today and your body, and that's all. Okay. Hoping this works. Okay, start lying down on your back. Feet flat to the mat, knees bent up to the ceiling. Finding your Pilates breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Bring your hands to the sides of your rib cage, and as you inhale, feel the rib cage expand into your hands, but keep the shoulders relaxed. And exhale, feel the rib cage closing together. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. See if you can feel your rib cage expand, your back of your rib cage expand into the mat beneath you. Feeling the floor support you. Good. Bring your hands to a triangle. Bring the heels of your hands to your hip bones and your pointer fingers to your pubic bones. You have a little triangle in your pelvis. And I want you to play with finding your neutral pelvis, so where the thumb and the pointer fingers are parallel to the floor. They're on the same plane. And your imprint, where you're tucking under, tailbone up to the sky, pushing your lower back into the mat. Inhale, find your neutral. And exhale, find your imprint. Inhale, neutral. And exhale, imprint. See if you can feel the movement. Instead of gripping your quads or your glutes, see if you can just let the movement come from the bones of your pelvis. So it's really minimal effort. It should feel easy. Good, and then hold that pelvis in neutral and find little marches, alternating right and left. Keeping the pelvis nice and stable, not letting it rock forward or back, arch or tuck, and not letting it shift side to side. Pulling those abdominals in towards the belly button. So belly button to spine. Keep your pelvis in neutral. And find ease in those hip flexors. Good. Next time the right leg is up, hold it there. Gently bring the left leg up to meet it, so both legs are in tabletop. We're going to do, same rules apply, but do little toe taps. So you keep your pelvis stable by engaging your abdominals. Shoulders are relaxed, rib cage is soft. Not letting myself rock forward as I bring my toe down. I'm just going to keep that nice alignment. And just find that abdominal engagement. See if you can make it as simple as possible so the legs stay really relaxed. Good, and then bring the right leg down, and left leg comes to meet it. Bring your hands behind your head, take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, nod and curl. Keeping your pelvis in that neutral position, and you're just softening in the sternum, so you can nod and curl your head up. And gently releasing that all the way back down. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, nod and curl. And releasing that all the way back down. Inhale. And exhale, nod and curl. And gently releasing that back down. Two more. Inhale, get longer and taller on the spine. And then on the exhale, you're going to deepen the abdominals, soften the sternum, find that nod and curl. Having some space between your chin and your chest, so you're not pushing your chin into your chest. As if you're holding a limb in there. And relaxing the head and shoulders back down. Last time, inhale, get longer and taller. Exhale, nod and curl over that length. Good, holding that there and find your marches. Abdominals are working, your low abdominals are working here to stabilize the pelvis. The upper abdominals are working because you're in this nod and curl, so we're getting a little bit deeper work. Good, and then gently release the head, neck, and shoulders back down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, nod and curl. Right leg comes to tabletop. Left leg comes to meet it, and find your toe taps with your head, neck, and shoulders in a nod and curl. Keep pulling your belly button in towards the spine. Good, and then gently bring the right leg down. Left leg comes to meet it, and release the head, neck, and shoulders all the way back down to the mat. Good, right leg comes to tabletop. Left leg comes to meet it. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you're going to nod and curl and straighten your legs out at the same time, finding that coordination of the whole body. Inhale. Exhale, nod and curl. Good, and then bring it all back down in one piece. Inhale. Exhale. All back down in one piece. The pelvis stays in neutral. Inhale. Exhale. And coming all the way back down. Inhale. And exhale. Keeping the legs out. You're going to open the legs as wide as the mat. And then exhale, close them together, squeezing the inner thighs. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Two more. Last time. Bend the knees back into the chest. Press the head, neck, and shoulders down onto the mat. Circling the knees in one direction for a little massage for the lower back. And circling in the other direction. Good. Bringing the legs back to tabletop. We're going to go into our hundreds. Holding the hands 1 inch up above the mat. They're down by your sides. If you feel like you're coming into your neck a little bit too much, you can bring the hands behind the head. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, nod and curl. Look towards those knees. Pelvis is in neutral. I'm going to begin pumping my arms. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And straighten the legs on the long diagonal. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. As your neck gets tired, maybe come up a little higher on the shoulders. Last one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knees into the chest. Rest the head, neck, and shoulders back down onto the mat. Circling the knees in one direction. And circling the other. And then you're going to roll over onto hands and knees. So finding that same neutral pelvis, so I'm not tucking under and I'm not arching my lower back. I'm really trying to feel that nice neutral. Hips are stacked right over the knees. Shoulders are stacked right over the wrists. So I'm in the most economical position here. Holding the abdominals in. If you feel like you can't find that abdominal engagement, let your belly go. So just let your breakfast hang out. Down to the mat. And then you're going to, as if I'm coming behind you and pulling your t-shirt up from behind, you're going to do that but with your abdominals. So pull your belly button into your spine. See how my back doesn't move? Pulling my belly button in towards my spine. And that's the feeling you want to have all the time during Pilates. That's always a good way to find it. Tuck the toes under, hover the knees 1 inch up off the mat. Send the sits bones to the back wall. Keep that belly engaged, holding this. Pulling the shoulder blades down and wide, so we're not letting all the tension come up into our neck. We're going to try to widen those shoulder blades so we can get more strength in the serratus anterior. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bringing those knees down. Finding a quick serratus push-up, so I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together and then pushing them apart. Squeezing them together and pushing them apart. So if you're, take this off. So you're not bending the arms at all, you're just finding that isolation of the shoulder blades. So I'm squeezing the shoulder blades together and then I'm puffing them out, pushing them apart. All while my abdominals stay engaged and my spine doesn't move, it's just that isolation of the shoulder blades. If you want a little bit more, bring your legs into plank, and you can find a few serratus push-ups there. holding your abdominals in. 2 more. 1 more. Good, gently resting that back down. Sit back on the heels for child's pose. Coming back to all fours. Good, holding the belly button in towards the spine, keeping that neck nice and long. So I'm not looking up where I'm going. I'm keeping my gaze down, about 6 inches in front of my hands. Holding this here. Keep the abdominals engaged, and everything stays the same. You're just going to lift the right arm up off the mat. Hips don't move. Shoulders don't change. Gently returning that back down. Opposite arm comes up off the mat. Gently releasing that back down. Left leg comes out. Lifting it up. Gently bringing that all the way back down. Right leg slides out. Lifting it up. Abdominal staying in, so the hips aren't moving, and I'm not sinking into one side. I'm really trying to keep the integrity of that tabletop. Gently releasing that all the way back down. Now we're going to do left leg and right arm at the same time. Keep the integrity of that, of that hands and knees by engaging your abdominals and thinking about your limbs radiating out from your belly button. Gently bringing that back down. Opposite arm and leg. And bringing that all the way back down. Sit back on the heels for child's pose. Good. Coming all the way back up. And we're going to find our plank. So you're going to straighten one leg out. Feel that nice strength, and the shoulders are right over the wrists, so I feel really stable here. Fingers are spread wide on the mat. And then bringing your opposite leg out. Finding your plank. Abdominals in. I'm not letting my butt drop down, and I'm not sending my butt up to the sky. I'm finding that nice. It's called a plank for a reason, because we're one long line. Keep pulling the shoulder blades down and wide. Send the heels to the back wall, slightly engaging the glutes, and send the top of the head to the front wall. Holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bringing those knees down, taking a quick break. Okay, adding on, tucking the toes under, finding one leg straight, other leg comes to me to find your plank. You're going to lift the right leg up. You're going to keep the hips where they are. They're not going to twist at all. You're just going to pulse that leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bringing that all the way back down. Left leg comes up, pulse it up for 5, 4. Hips stay the same. 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring that back down. Knees come down. Sit back, child's pose. Whew. Good. Coming all the way back up. You're going to bring your legs as wide as the mat. And keep your hands where they are, nice and straight. And you're going to straighten your legs so we're in this wide-legged plank. Wide. Okay. Either staying here and holding this, or if you feel ready, you can lift the left arm up to touch the right shoulder. So, like this. Stabilizing in the shoulders. Gently bring it back down. Right arm touches the left shoulder. Trying not to twist in my hips. Gently bringing that all the way back down. Bring the knees down. Keep the knees wide. Bring the toes together. Find a nice wide-legged child's pose. Lovely. And then flipping back over. You're going to sit up nice and tall. Feet flat on the mat, knees bent up to the ceiling. Actually, the feet don't have to be quite flat. Just find a place where they're comfortable. Sitting up nice and tall. Rock back and forth in your sits bones a little bit so you can really feel that you're sitting up at your tallest. So you're not back on your tailbone at all. Yeah? Takes work in the abdominals to sit up this tall. Take a big inhale, get even taller from the crown of the head. And then exhale, you're going to tuck the tailbone under, finding your half roll down. So I'm keeping my hands behind my thighs to start. Finding this C curve, this deep C curve. So I'm making a C with my spine. And then coming up. And stack the spine, sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Trying to keep the shoulders out of it and really just softening in the sternum. So it's really working your spine and you're not hunching the shoulders forward. Inhale. That's really hard to do, but you can do it because I want to sort of hunch my shoulders forward. But if you can find the movement really coming from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head is your beautiful C curve. And then coming up in the curl and stack the spine, sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rolling back one vertebra at a time. Good. And coming up and stacking the spine, sit up nice and tall. Two more like this. If you want, you bring your arms in front of you. First, protract the shoulders, and then retract the shoulder blades. So sort of like doing a serratus push-up, but you're not bearing any weight. And then find something right in the middle. Find that neutral. So wide collarbones and wide shoulder blades. Shoulders away from the ears. Finding your C curve. And coming all the way back up. Inhale and exhale, finding C curve. Maybe we go a little bit deeper this time. And coming all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, take the tailbone under, rolling back. You're going to take a quick twist over to the left. And back center. And twisting over to the right. And back center. Getting those obliques working. Twisting over to the left. And back center. Twisting over to the right. Good. Twisting over to the left. Twisting over to the right. Good. Bring your hands in front of you and coming up. Sit up nice and tall. Rock back and forth on those sits bones. Find that again. Oh, let's keep the knees bent. To start, we're going to do our full roll down. Inhale. Closing the front of the rib cage. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rolling back. Feeling a beautiful articulate spine. So every vertebrae of the spine is going to touch the mat on my way down to lying down. Bringing the hands overhead. Only as far as they'll go without letting my rib cage flare open. So I'm really working hard to keep my rib cage closed. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the fingertips to the ceiling. Nod the chin towards the chest. Closing the rib cage even more and rolling up. Using the exhale to give you more power in your abdominals. Diving up and over those legs. If you're diving over a beach ball, stack the spine, sit up nice and tall. Again, inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rolling back. One vertebra at a time. Pulling the belly button in towards the spine. It's going to want to dome out, and you're going to want to pull the belly into the spine. So you're working those deep abdominal muscles. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips come to the ceiling. Nod the chin towards the chest, closing the rib cage. Using the strength of your abdominals instead of using momentum to get you to sit all the way up. Good. If you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, you can straighten the legs out long. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rolling back one vertebra at a time. Finding that articulate spine, every vertebra has the chance to touch down onto the mat before you lie down. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips come to the ceiling, closing the rib cage. Nod the chin towards the chest. Using the exhale to deepen the abdominals. And diving up and over the legs like you're diving over a beach ball. So I'm not going to let my belly go here. I'm going to keep this roundness. So it's like there's something here that's sort of a wheel spinning here. You have to keep the abdominals going, going, going. And stack the spine, sit up nice and tall again. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rolling back one vertebra at a time. Fingertips come overhead. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips come to the ceiling. Nod the chin towards the chest, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Diving over those legs if you're diving over a beach ball. And stack the spine, sit up nice and tall. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rolling back one vertebra at a time. Trying to keep those heels grounded onto the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Diving over those legs like you're diving over a beach ball. Then stack the spine, sit up nice and tall. Good, bring your legs to about mat distance apart. I'm going to face you. Sitting up tall in those sits bones once again. Arms coming out wide. Inhale, tall. And as you exhale, you're going to twist over to the left. Oops, I haven't done this before. Twist over to the left. Keeping this right hip really rounded to the mat. And coming all the way back to center. Inhale, get taller, like I'm pulling a string on top of your head. Exhale, twist. Inhale, and exhale, twist. So the hips are staying steady. We're really just rotating from that middle of your spine. So you're finding that deep twist if you're wringing out your spine. And back to center. Make sure it's coming from your torso instead of just coming from your shoulders. So this is what like a shoulder twist looks like. And this is what we do to rotate our whole torso. Wringing it out. and come back to center. Inhale, tall. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good, adding on. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Dive over that left foot, keeping the right hip heavy. Saw off the pinky toe. Inverting the back arm here. 1. Keeping the belly button pulling to the spine. That same wheel action. Saw off the pinky toe. 1, 2, 3. Coming up in the twist. And come all the way back to center. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist, closing the ribcage. Dive over that foot. 1, hips are heavy. 2, 3. I'm not muscling the hips down. I'm really keeping the hips down as if I had sandbags on top of my hips. Really thinking about easy hips, but keeping them stable, so we're just moving the torso on top. Inhale. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Dive over that foot. 1, soft the pinky toe. 2, 3, coming up in the twist. And all the way back to center. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Dive over the foot. 1, 2, 3, coming up in the twist. And all the way back to center last time. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist. Maybe twist a little bit deeper, keeping those hips heavy. Soft the pinky toe. 1, 2, 3, coming up in the twist. And back to center. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twisting over to the right. Diving over that foot. Soft the pinky toe. 1, 2, 3, coming up in the twist. And come all the way back to center. Good, let those arms drop down. Bring the soles of the feet together and take a stretch forward. Good, and stacking the spine, sit up nice and tall. Good, we're going to go right into rolling like a ball. So, I'm going to come back to face the long way in my mat. I'm going to bring my legs up off mat. I'm going to hold my legs like a little ball. And I'm going to pull my belly button in towards my spine like we did in the C curve. So I'm finding that deep C curve. And this time you're going to look towards your belly button. You're going to keep your gaze towards your belly button the whole time. And you're going to keep this C curve because we're rolling like a ball. So the rounder you are, the more like a ball you are, and the easier it will be to roll. Inhale, rolling all the way back just to the shoulder blades, not to the neck. And then exhale, come up and balance. Inhale, rolling back. Exhale, balance. Keep the gaze to the belly button, keeping that roundness in the spine. Try maybe 2 more. Every vertebrae has a chance to touch down onto the mat. And balance. Holding this there. Good. Keeping the tuck in your tailbone, but open your chest wide and bring your fingers forward, finding your teaser. Holding this here or straightening the legs out long. Good, and gently coming all the way back down, bring the legs to tabletop. We're going to go right into our teaser from here. So if you can't come all the way up, that's absolutely fine. You'll just come as far up as you can. Otherwise, you're going to inhale. And on the exhale, you're going to straighten your legs and roll all the way up to find your teaser. And then gently bending the knees, coming all the way back down. Inhale. Exhale, coming up. Whoop. Trying to use your abdominals instead of using momentum. Opening the chest nice and wide and then bending the knees, coming all the way in. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Holding this here, you can bring the arms up. If you want a little challenge, lower the legs and lift them up with control. Once again, lower the legs, lift them up with control. Then bend the knees in and rock all the way down. And circle the knees in one direction for a little massage for the lower back. And circling in the other direction. Good job. Rolling over onto our stomachs to do some extension work. You're going to stack your hands one on top of the other and stack them on top of your forehead. Bring your legs about hip distance apart, and you're going to tuck your tailbone under so your pubic bone is pushing down into the mat while your belly button is pulling up away from the mat. As if there's like a little flame under your belly button, you're trying not to touch it. Your glutes will engage a little bit. Pull the shoulder blades down and wide, and you really want to keep the neck long on the spine as we do this. I'm not showing a good example of that now because I'm trying to talk to you instead of talking into the mat, but you want to keep the hands connected to the head and this really think about lengthening from the crown of the head all the way up to the tailbone. So there's no craning of the neck here. Inhale, you're going to lift the hands and head up off the mat, finding this extension. Hopefully the work will be coming from this upper back, where sort of your brow line would be. And then coming all the way back down, in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lifting up. Keep the belly button engaged, pulling in towards the spine to protect the lower back. And exhale, come all the way down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 3 more like this. Inhale up. Exhale down. Can you keep the front of the rib cage closed? Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good. This time you're going to inhale up, lifting yourself up, and then you're going to squeeze the glutes and lift the legs up off the mat so you're in this leg extension as well. So we're in this full bow position. And then exhale, bring it all down in one piece. The next inhale, you're going to lift it all up in one piece, like I'm pulling the strings behind your head and at your feet, and all the way down. 3 more like this. And down. 2 more. Last time. And down, gently releasing that. Turning the gaze to one side. Take a little rest. Good, bringing the hands overhead into a super person position. We're going to go right into swimming. So feel the pubic bone pushing down into the mat, belly button coming up into the spine. Feeling that little mouse house under your belly. Glutes engaged, shoulders put into the back. Inhale, lifting the hands and feet up off the mat and the head. And you're going to paddle the arms and legs vigorously like you're swimming for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently resting that down. Thinking about the things that went well, thinking about the things that you could improve. I definitely can pull my belly button in towards my spine a little bit more. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, lifting up, belly button to spine, and begin pumping the arms and legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Neck long in the spine. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring that all the way down. And sitting back on the heels for a nice child's pose, rounding out that lower spine. Getting a nice stretch in the opposition. Good. And then you're going to come all the way back to your back. Ooh, my computer is dying. I'm going to grab the charger and I'll be right back. Get some water. Okay, hello. Hopefully you got some water. Took a quick rest. I'm going pretty fast. Okay. We're going to go right into our abdominal series of 5. So everybody lying down on the back. Bring your legs to tabletop. Finding your neutral spine or your imprints. You can push your lower back into the mat if you prefer. If you're feeling a little tenderness in your lower back or getting a little pain in the lower back, you can try doing this entire exercise series with the lower back pushing down into the mat. Otherwise, find your neutral pelvis. So you're not arched, but this nice neutral. So you're recognizing the natural curves of your spine. So your lower back does have this lordosis curve. So acknowledging that curve. Whatever you choose, keep the whole thing, keep it the same throughout. Just make a choice in the beginning and make sure you stay with it. Inhale. Exhale, nod and curl, look towards those knees. You're going to bring the right leg in towards you and the left leg comes out long. And switch. And switch. Single leg stretch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Keep breathing. Last time. Go switch. And switch, bend the knees to the chest, rest the head, neck, and shoulders down onto the mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, nod and curl up towards those knees. We're going to inhale, arms and legs straight out, long away from each other, long and lean, and exhale, circling the arms in, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Inhale, stretching the arms and legs away from each other. Exhale, circling them in. Really making sure you're not letting the lower back arch as you shoot the legs out long. The legs don't have to be so low. The lower you go, the more difficult it will be to keep the integrity of your pelvis. But if you want more of a challenge, you can straighten the legs out a little bit lower as long as you keep the belly button pulling into the spine and your pelvis stays the same. 2 more. Use the exhale to help you. Hug the knees into the chest. Rest the head, neck, and shoulders down onto the mat. Turning the head from side to side. Good. Straightening the legs up to the sky, going into our scissors. If you need a little micro bend in the legs, that's absolutely fine. Inhale. Exhale, nod and curl up towards those knees. You're going to bring the right leg in towards you. Left leg comes out long for a scissor, stretch, pull, pull, and switch, pull, pull. Pull, pull, switch, pull, pull. Little pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, belly button to spine, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse. 2 more, pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse. Long legs, pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse. Bend the knees to the chest, rest the head, neck, and shoulders down onto the mat. Gently turn your head from side to side. Good, bringing the legs overhead, keeping the legs squeezing together. You can either do an internal rotation or parallel or external rotation, heels together, toes apart. However you like to do it is totally fine. I just want you to keep squeezing your inner thighs together. So it's like you're working with one leg. Think about your legs being one mermaid tail, so they have to move as one. Inhale, lowering the legs down as far as they'll go without changing the pelvis at all. Pulling the belly button towards the spine, and then exhale, lifting them up. Keeping the head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat for now. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Good. You can continue doing the exercise like this, or you can bring your hands behind your head and find a little more upper abdominal work here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, nod and curl up towards those knees. Lowering the legs down as far as they'll go. And exhale, lifting them back up. Lowering the legs down. And exhale, lifting them back up. Lowering the legs down. And exhale, lifting them back up. 3 more. Keeping the pelvis the same. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together. Last time. Bend the knees into the chest, rest the head, neck, and shoulders down onto the mat. Good. Last exercise in this series of 5. Bring your legs to tabletop. Inhale to prepare. Reacquaint yourself with either your neutral or your imprint. Whatever you're working with is great. I just want to make sure that you're staying consistent there. Closing the front of the rib cage. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale to prepare. Finding length in the spine and exhale, nod and curl. Bringing the right elbow towards the left knee and finding a twist. And up and over to twist. And twist. And twist. And twist. And twist. Keep going. And twist. And twist. Twist. And twist. Double time. We go. Twist. 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 2 more. Last time. Bend the knees into the chest. Rest the head, neck, and shoulders down onto that. Circling the knees in one direction. And circling in the other direction. Then we're going to flip over onto our side for our side leg series. Bending the knees. Sorry, there are a lot of people in my house. Bending the knees and making sure the hips are stacked truly one on top of the other. Bottom oblique is engaged and the hips are truly stacked. I'm going to make sure that I'm pulling my abdominals in, and so I'm not letting my hips shift around a lot. So the work that we're going to do, all this leg movement, is really just coming from the femur bone, the thigh bone, moving in the hip socket. That's all that work is. It's not the hips, the themselves moving around. The pelvis stays grounded, like it does throughout everything. So lengthening, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, and finding your clamshells. Let's go for 12. 10, 9, easy hip flexors. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Closing the knees together. Lift the toes up off the mat. Open and close here for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing both legs down, you're going to internally rotate the top leg and externally rotate. Internally rotate. So again, here the hips aren't moving around. I'm really just thinking about moving the thigh bone in the hip socket. So I'm internally rotating that thigh bone and externally rotating. Knees touch, toes touch, knees touch, toes touch. Very good. Knees touch, toes touch, knees touch, toes touch. 3 more. Knees touch, toes touch. 2 more. Knees touch, toes touch. Last time. Knees touch, toes touch. Good. Internally rotating that leg again. You can flex or point the foot and you're going to just kick the leg out. Keeping the leg internally rotated and bending it back in. Kicking the leg out. Little donkey kicks and bending back in. Kicking the leg out. Hips stay the same. Keeping the hips stacked. Keep it that bottom oblique engaged. 2 more. Last one. Good. Take a quick rest. You're going to straighten the top leg out long. Flexing the foot. Keeping those hips stacked. Closing the front of the ribcage. Abdominals in. Pulse the leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Circle forward for 10, 9, 8. Hips stay the same. 7, 6, 5, 4. Full circles, not just a capital D. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Just stirring that femur bone in the hip socket. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point the toes, pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Circle forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to bend the knee in for 2 and flex it. Push long for 2. Bending in 2 counts and pushing long for 2 counts. Bending in. Hips stay the same. Sit in a chair long. Bending in and stretching long. 2 more. Bending in. Stretching long. Last time. Bending in and stretching long. Good. Take a quick rest. Last thing we're going to do here, I'm pointing my toes. I'm going to rainbow the foot up and over to the front, touch the toes down to the floor, and then rainbow up and over to the back. I'm bringing my hand, my top hand in front of me is a little bit of a balance so I don't rock my hips back and forth too much. Up and over to the front, up and over to the back. Up and over to the front, up and over to the back. Up and over to the front, up and over to the back. Last time, up and over to the front. Up and over to the back. It's behind you. It's behind your midline. Engage those abdominals even more. Don't let the lower back go just because the leg is behind you. You're going to lift it up to hip height and then pulse it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bending that in. Clapping the hands onto the left side for me, and whatever side it is for you, and opening up into your twist. I don't really have space for that. And coming onto your back, crossing the leg that just worked for me is my right leg over the left knee. Threading your hands through behind the left thigh and hugging the knees in towards your chest. Good. And letting that go. And you're going to swing yourself around to the other side. We're going to do the whole thing again. Good. Stacking the hips one on top of the other. Legs are in 90-degree position. My abdominals are engaged. My rib cage is closed. All those good things. My bottom oblique is engaged because instead of sinking into my hip like this, I'm lengthening my hip long so my hips stay truly stacked. Inhale and exhale. We're going to find 12 of these. 10, 9, 8. Easy in the hip flexors. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Close the knees, lift the toes up. Open and close here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Your abdominals in. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the bottom leg down, internally rotate the top leg, and externally rotate the top leg. Internally rotate, and externally rotate. Bottom leg stays heavy and relaxed, even though it just works, so it's going to want to like tense up. Really think about that bottom leg as a sandbag, heavy bottom leg. Internally rotate and externally rotate. Knees touch, toes touch. Woohoo! Knees touch, toes touch. 2 more. Knees touch, toes touch. Last time. Knees touch, toes touch. Good. This time your knees are going to touch. You can either keep the foot flexed or pointed. And you're just going to kick the leg out on that long diagonal, keeping the internal rotation of the leg. So you're going to have to keep fighting to keep the internal rotation of the leg, toes pointing down to the floor, bending it in. And kicking it out long. And bending it in. And kicking out donkey kick. And back. And kick. And back. 2 more. Are you breathing? Hopefully you're breathing more than me because I'm talking a lot. And out. And back. Good. Taking a quick rest. Then straightening the leg out long. Flex the foot. Pulse it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Abdominals in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Circle forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point the toes. Pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Abdominals in. 4, 3. Are your hips still stacked? 2, and 1. Circle forward for 10, 9. Make sure you're not rocking back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flex the foot. Bend the knee in. For 2, and stretching long. For 2, bending in. And stretching long. Bending in. For 2, and stretching long. So the hips stay the same, like you're sitting in a chair. You bend the knee. Stretching long. So you don't change the pelvis. It's just the leg. Stretching long. 2 more. Bending in. And stretching long. Last time. Bending in. Woohoo! And stretching long, gently relaxing that down for a moment. Last exercise here, we're going to point the toes rainbow up and over to the front, and rainbow up and over to the back. Up and over to the front. Bring this top hand in front of you if you haven't already. Up and over to the back. Up and over to the front. Up and over to the back. And to the front. Up and over to the back. Abdominals in. Up and over to the front. Up and over to the back. Up and over to the front. Up and over to the back. Sorry, that's my dad. Up and over to the front. Up and over to the back. Up and over to the front. Up and over to the back. Last time, up and over to the front. And up and over to the back. Leg is behind you. Engage those abdominals. Reaching that leg long. The leg is behind you, but you're not letting the hips go. You're going to pulse the leg up behind you for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Closing the knees together. Clapping the hands onto the right side and finding your twist. Good job, everybody. And then coming onto the back, crossing the left ankle over the right knee, if you just work the left leg. Threading the hands through, grabbing behind the right thigh. And finding your figure four stretch. Woo-hoo! Good, letting that go. And to finish today, we're going to do some Pilates push-ups. So 5 Pilates push-ups. You can either do your push-ups in your plank, or you can drop the knees down and you can bring the toes up off that, or you can leave them down. The only rule is no butts in the air. No butts in the air when you're doing your plank, and no butts in the air if your knees are down as well. No tushies in the air. The goal is to have that nice long line from kneecap to top of the head, or from heels to top of the head. As for Pilates push-ups, we're going to bend the elbows back behind you and then straighten them up. And so instead of a military push-up where they're wide, they're going to be bending them in and back up. Okay? Here we go. 5 push-ups. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Tushies down. Inhale down. Last one. Good. Send the hips back, finding a downward dog. Good, pedal out those feet if that feels good. Good. And you're going to come onto your knees. You're going to take one leg and bring it forward. You're going to squeeze that standing glute. Trying to keep my hips as even as possible. I'm going to push my hips forward, not bending into the knee too much, just really thinking about lengthening the front of the body. Pulling up the abdominals as I do it. Finding a stretch in the front of the hip. If you want a little bit more, you can bring that same arm up. Or the opposite arm up, I guess. The opposite arm of the leg that's forward. If you want a little bit more, you can do a slight side bend, just a slight one. And if you want even a little bit more, you can drop the chin down towards the chest. Feeling that stretch in that psoas and hip flexor. And gently bring that down. Opposite leg comes forward. I'm going to squeeze my glute, sending the hips forward, sitting up nice and tall. Finding a nice stretch in the front of the hip. I pull my abdominals in and up. So if I let my belly go, I don't really feel stretch here. So I'm pulling my abdominals in and up. Want a little bit more, bring that arm up. Feeling that length from kneecap to fingertips. And finding a little side bend if you like. And you can drop the chin if you like as well, or either or. And coming all the way back. Good. Find your hands down, find your downward dog. Walk your hands in towards your feet, or your feet in towards your hands, and just hang over those legs. Knees can be soft or straight. I recommend you bending the knees a little bit so you can really release the back of the neck, release the spine, hang heavy. Let gravity really traction your spine down. If you want, you can grab onto opposite elbows like me. Just hang over. Feel the space increase in the vertebrae, between the vertebrae of your spine. Neck is easy, head is heavy. Inhale. Release the arms and exhale. Then take one more inhale. Exhale, deepen the bend. Pick the abdominals up, rolling up nice and slow for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Articulate spines. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just standing up nice and tall. Feeling your feet grounded. Floor supporting underneath, the lengthening from the top of the head. Close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths here. Thank you guys so much for showing up today. And thank yourselves for showing up today. I apologize for all the confusion with the live video. I really hope this works. And I'm wishing you all well. I will be back next week in my normal space. So, Lots of love. Hope everyone is doing well.